Welcome back to the Rock and Roll channel. Man, it's a special guest. I reached out to this person. He's super busy with his pod, but he says, "Hey, man, for Noel Nation, I will be on the show tonight." So, from Lilliburn, Georgia, Gwinnett High School, number 91 on the field, number one in your hearts, Robert Cooper, everyone.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Jeremy. Hey, we all a Seminole family. That's why I try to say that on my podcast, man. We're all a family, man. So this was a no hesitation, man, for me.
I like that. No hesitation. Get that T-shirt made. But man, Robert, I wanted to bring you on because you give a perspective that the average fan won't. And
Mm,
first day of practice, I noticed you happen to be there, closely working with the D line, with Odell, Coach Hagan,
mm,
excuse me, and the new coach, Coach Knight. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the D tackle position, especially because in this I mean, it's always if
yeah,
the D tackles don't play well, good luck winning a ball game.
yeah,
But especially in this new defense, man, it is they can't they can't have a 70% game with this system. It
yeah,
so much relies on them, in my opinion.
yeah.
What have you learned so far with Coach White, Coach Knighton? Obviously, Odell is still there. Uh, what has stood out to you in any way whatsoever?
I'm gonna speak on the DC first, man. I haven't. I would love to have played for Coach White. Not a knock on Coach Fuller or any of the past defensive coordinators I had, but he's similar in those ways, and he's any great defensive coordinator that I've had, man, it's just that having that fierce and that you think he's crazy. It kind of like one of them strength coaches because I mean he's just that's the type of energy he brings to that. I mean to that defense. From my perspective, he's always commanding the best. I remember y'all heard what he said in the interview. That's literally how he is on the field. I mean he's just demanding the best, and if it's not the best, I mean, there's a problem. And then, I mean, he's out there moving around because he's sweating like he one of the players, and he out there moving, yelling. I mean, like like I said, I'm not even a player, and I feel him. And then you have no choice with a coach like that. You have no choice but to put your best out there. So I love Coach White. Got to meet him my first time out there when I went out there for fall camp, and good guy, and I know he's going to lead that defense in the right way. Um, Man, I think Coach Odell and Coach T Knight, that's a great duo right there. And
Yeah,
I love Coach Knight. I never, I'm so used to Coach Odell, leading the D line, and it did feel a little awkward at first, but just knowing that that is the standard is still the same.
yeah,
Standard is still the same. Is always expecting to be dominant. Always putting your best. Always continue to get better every day. And just knowing that when I was around them and noticing that the standard didn't change, even though Coach Odell is not leading the room, that's music to my ears. I mean, that's a beautiful sight. I mean, that's just. I remember the first day I went out there, the D line. I mean, I talked about McCray on Twitter, man, asking questions, just trying to get better, and then you just seeing the everybody's become more it's a self-led defensive line. Some of the best defensive lines I played with, man, we were self-led. We always had that leader. We had Marvin Wilson, we had B Burns, we had DeMarcus Christmas. I mean, those are the type of leaders you need on that D line. And
right.
I love how Daryl stepped up in that vocal role. So I think with a mind like Coach Odell and a great young mind coming up. I mean, we all know Tina's not young, but young coach. But just being able to learn from Coach Odell.
Right.
I mean, those one of the two. I mean, I think that's a steal. I mean,
I think so too.
but
And I think
other than that, yeah,
and he coached with Tony, so he knows what Coach White wants.
yeah. So it's like a
Knows
good
the
mixture.
language.
Like
Yeah, which I
it's a
love. But
great
you were
mixture.
there first day, I guess, when a couple of the players were kind of like tired a little bit.
Yeah,
And I love that he screamed at them and said, "What time do we play Alabama?"
that's the fire. And
You need
that's the exact fire I was talking about. That's how Coach Odell was with us. I mean,
oh,
that's the same way. I mean, when we was out there about to die in fall camp because of the heat, he'll just be reminding us what it's going to be like in the game. So you got to remind them because that most people don't think like that in the normal practice, but when you're practicing in this heat, that is an advantage over most of the teams you're going to play. Because not to mention some teams practice at night, some teams practice in the morning. They were getting in at the hottest time of the day. Like if you can fight through that and still give your best and get better, man, that's why I said I'm with it. I mean, Coach T Knight, he brings that fire that Coach Odell has. Coach Odell was, way more tough love, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But it's like I said, but it's still the same standard. Same standard applies.
absolutely, man. Thank you, Slim Majors. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I love is I think T Knight's like a younger version of Odell in some ways.
Yeah,
Played, can relate to players well, and
and
he's gonna
that's another thing.
and he's not afraid to get in your face if he has to.
Mhm.
But
And I mean that's the way that the game is now. A lot of football players. I mean any sport really, they pay attention more to the people who actually done it. You know,
yeah,
that
true.
I can listen to a guy who's experienced it, played it, have knowledge of it. But nowadays, you will gravitate more if your D line coach was in the NFL, sent 20 guys to the NFL. Those are the type of things that people are looking for. So, like I said, you got a good mixture with Coach T Knight, who played at the highest level for what a long time.
Yeah,
Coach Odell. I mean, we don't have to explain Coach Odell's
legends,
resume, but like I said,
legend.
you got the best of both worlds.
That's why I love that Odell's still involved.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, if anybody really knows Coach Odell in this
Yeah,
comment section, it's going to take an army to get Coach Odell away from this from this facility,
yeah,
man.
yeah. They'll put a statue up for him one day, which they should,
They
and he'll
should
see the statue. He'll walk past it and get right to work. That's the
literally.
type of guy he is. And what people don't know is, and anyone who met Odell, and T Knight has this trademark as well, off the field too. They
Yeah,
treat their players like family. James Williams was close to quitting football, and T Knight
yeah.
stuck with that kid and worked with him. And now, look, young man, excuse me, Odell will get mad if I said kid. And uh, he's playing at a higher level now because he didn't give up on him and he treated him like family. And that's how Odell was, and that's how the team is. You played for Coach Norvell. He's, from what I gather, very family centered
Yeah,
with
for sure.
unity and everything. You were out there. Obviously, we're not going to get into last year. Have you seen, because you played for him, have you seen a different side of him so far in this fall camp that you didn't see in the past, and just a different style or approach?
No,
Or
I'm not gonna say Coach Odell's a whole. I mean, Coach Norvell's a whole different,
no?
coach. But you do see it's the intent. He's still. I mean, he's still Coach Norvell. But if anything, it's hard to explain. I just know when I was out there, it like I tweeted out, man. It was straight business, like, and that's what I'm used to. Is Norvell he ain't cracking no smile. He's walking to every group, cussing somebody out. That's
Good.
just what it is.
Good.
So and that's what you need. That just reminds me of the Coach Norvell during fall camp. Coach Norvell during the hardest times that we were building the 2022, 2023 teams. That's the Coach Norvell we respected, and that's just what it is. When he's bringing that fire, and I'm pretty sure he always brings that fire. But I think it's not more about Coach Norvell, because I think the only difference is the type of players you have. I mean, like I
This
said,
is
I can't say Coach Norvell's changed. He's still the same coach. And,
yeah.
he's always getting better, of course, but still the same standard.
Oh,
But
I agree with the standard. What I mean it from the sense of now that Gus can handle the offense and Herb Hind. He can
yeah,
walk up to the D line and see what's going on there, and
yeah,
the secondary and the receivers more, or any other
yeah.
position, like,
That's
because he can see the big picture more now,
yeah.
from what I
And
hear.
I think that's the best way to. I think that's the best way for him. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not a coach. I'm not a, I'm not his
You will be
agent or
one day.
nothing.
You will be a
But
coach. I'm telling you.
But when Coach Norvell is scoping the scene and hunt, and that gets the most out of everybody. Me as a player, and the teams I was on, when Coach Norvell's consistently walking around checking your position group, I mean, it does push you a little more.
Yeah,
It wasn't, and I hate to for me to put it in a better perspective. I wanted our last head coach before Norvell. He wasn't really going around each position like that.
Yeah.
But when Norvell got here, he's going around like I remember the first because this is what really got me. Norvell, one of our first little practices, he's coming to the D line, cussing us out. Coach Odell, why are these guys not going? I'm like, whoa,
Oh,
whoa. So and then now that just gives you a little edge. So when Coach Norvell comes back over, oh, oof, we hitting it, man. Everything's crisp and nice, and that's just the standard that we just built,
you're right.
built, built, built. But like I said before, it as all comes with the type of players you have, and I think this group right here, I'm looking forward to the 30th really, because
Me
that's I don't think a test gets better than that. That's the best test you can get right there.
I mean, guess what? All off season, if you got to do 5 extra reps, you got Bama week 1. It's a different animal. I mean, but that's why I was saying. That's why I love these new coaches is, and I hope I'm right. Is they have that fire that he has there.
And they do.
Yeah, you had Odell then, but Mike did have to come by and dog cuss you probably to add that extra step. Now, man, Coach White's already done that. Mike comes in as the cherry on top there, in a
Then
way.
you would think he's not even looking at you. I remember there was one game I don't remember specifically, but I did have a lazy play one play. Coach Norvell pulled it up. He talked to me the day after the game and knew the exact play. What like he's
Wow.
looking at everything. Like I think that's the best. Just for the way he coaches, I think that's beautiful, man. I think that's gonna be the way, especially especially get the best out of everybody. I think that
And I mean, I watched his press conference today, and he looks tired. And I'm not saying that in a bad way.
yeah.
Is that this camp he's like giving it his all? Not that he
I,
didn't
I,
before, but usually
I
you see
said the
that
same
energy a
thing.
week or two before the season, and he's let's go and we're ready, and you
He's
know
focused.
he's focused. It's much more cerebral now.
He's focused. I still learn from Coach Norvell to this day. I mean, it's amazing how like I can still go out there to these practices. And yeah, last season happened. Yeah, the media talking this about him.
Mhm.
But the man comes to work every day and is consistent, and it's nothing changes about the man, and that's something you gotta respect, and to me I try to apply it to my life every day, no matter what's going on, and he always ingrained that into us. Well, no matter what's going on, man, you got to be able to get better every day at something. Be
And, you,
consistent.
and this says something, man. You segue something. It goes to say is you played at Florida State your entire time in college. You learned so much. You benefited from so much. Nowadays, with young men, 3, 4 schools in 4 years, sometimes they
Yeah,
don't get these life lessons that you
they
got.
don't.
Now, granted, you played for a legend who's been coaching there 30 years. I mean, not everybody gets to say that. And the greatest D tackle coach of all time. And I won't even discuss that with anybody if they want to disagree with me. Um, but the life lessons you got from those guys, I mean, that's sometimes to me that means more than like actual playing part.
It
Down
does.
the
I mean,
15 years from now.
because that's things that you carry with you for the rest of your life. Because I remember when Coach Norvell got here, everybody literally thought the man was crazy. The standard is crazy. How is this man going to come in here and tell us not to wear earrings? How is he going to come here and tell us not to wear hats?
Yeah.
How is he going to come in here and tell us we only have 1 week of break after the last game? And you're going to come in here and force us to start work. We literally
Well,
thought the man was crazy. But when you sit there and it's consistent and you're buying in, you get the 2022 season, you get the 2023 season.
yeah.
But 2024 season, you see what it looks like when you don't buy in to the
Mhm.
standard.
And you're focused
So,
on outside stuff. But
exactly.
that's what I was going to say. I'm glad you brought up the 22 season because that's one of my favorite no teams of all time. And I'm not saying that because that was just your last year, but that team that started off, that had that little rough patch in the middle, and then you won what 7 straight to end the year.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite, and I think this team has the potential to be that 2022 team.
I believe it.
I think there's a lot of similarities there. Athletic
I see it.
quarterback, a lot of guys people had counted out, and it turned out to be really good players.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm telling you, like that 22 team was special. That's been the best offense he had at Florida State.
Yeah.
That team
Other than
that
the 23 offense,
well,
but
stats wise, 22 was better. I think if you look
mm,
at it, There were some games. It was 40, 50 point games.
True.
Other than LSU game, that 23 team, they were good all year, but kind of like this all year. That
Oh
22
yeah,
team lit the scoreboard up.
yeah. That 23, that was the defense year for sure.
That was the defense. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
22 was both. Um,
yeah. You're right. Yeah,
but you guys
I'll
lit
agree
the
with you on that. Yeah,
scoreboard up that year.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the Syracuse game, like
yeah,
Florida, you put up 45.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, that
I mean,
22 offense was pretty special.
yeah. So obviously, new offense, new defense. I'm sure you're watching it closely. I know you're a defensive guy, but I'm still going to ask you, what are you seeing out of the offense so far that you saw in camp? What you think has the
Um,
potential? Because I know you see it both ways.
yeah, like I said, I'm a defensive guy, but the only positions that I watch on offense is always the O line,
Mhm.
tight ends, running backs, quarterbacks. I hate them. So I mean, yeah, I watch them, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you like him on the ground.
Receivers, yeah,
You like,
receivers, pretty boys. Yeah, but the O line, I mean, I like the way the O line's meshing. First of all, Coach Hand, man, I wasn't familiar with his game, but I love the way Coach Hand got them guys working and developing. Um, yeah, size of them guys, I like some big old hogs up there. That Pettis kid is, uh, man, he that is a perfect looking tackle right there, and I love the way he works. Um, let's see, tight ends looking pretty good. The kid that played both ways,
oh, Amari Williams.
yeah, dang, I think he really might do it because I don't see no big flaws with him at the end. Not too many big flaws with him at tight end. So I mean, we might have a little Travis Hunter on the little.
Okay, I like it. No, that
Uh,
kid was a stud both ways in high school.
yeah,
Um,
and I
so
mean Cam. We all heard about Cam's offseason, man. He's looking good. I like the way he's looking, and that freshman running back, man. I don't know where he was created, but we need to go find
any league.
wherever he. I think it was Lee County.
Yeah,
Well, we need to go back to Lee County
I know.
and do
I'm
another look around.
I've heard
Because
he's
I love that kid. I love him. And it's Cam too. It's just them Georgia boys. Maybe I'm a little biased, but man, them Georgia boys something special. Them that
something
running.
about Georgia and the Lake City guys.
Yeah,
There's some country strong there that you just
yeah.
can't. You can't
It's
put on
just
a
that want to, like, that's what I look in a running back, that want to, like, that's why I love Trey Benson, the
oh,
Cam Akers, the Dalvin, like the running backs that just didn't want to get tackled, like get
yeah,
off me, get like that's why I like the Cam Davis and the freshman running back. I don't say their names until they earn it, but
okay. Of
he's definitely going to be one of those. I mean, good gracious, we just got to see what it look like in the game. But
course. And like you said,
but
first
I
game.
like it.
Like I went into the season like, man, if we get him 8-10 reps in the Bama game, I'll be happy. And now after what I'm reading and hearing, and not trying to buy into the hype because it's just not me.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't get it wrong. I will always hype up my nose, but
I'll hype it up for you.
I always tell people
Yeah.
it's always that first game.
Yes.
That because that's the same way we thought when I played. That first game will set the tone of everything. It don't matter what happened in spring, summer, fall camp. When that first game, it don't matter if it's Utah Tech. It don't matter who it is. That first game that's a stamp. It could be East Tennessee State,
Yeah.
Alabama. It don't matter. That first game. That's a standard set, and it's at home.
Oh,
Come on,
new
that's
stadium. And you've seen
yeah.
the new
That's
stadium, right?
oh yeah. Telling you, I wanted to ask for one more game. See if I can play the Alabama game
Oh my God, please.
because I did get a concussion at NC State game, so I should have one more game.
Yeah, one more game, exactly. One
I
more game,
mean,
and even if it's just the goal line package that they used at Notre Dame with you,
you know what I mean.
yeah, you and Marvin on the goal line, like trust me, I say do that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Jumbo said, I know, but I'm telling you, like it's the excitement's starting to build for this game. Like,
Yeah. And
I
it's
got
as
it.
it should. That's why I love Florida State. Every year
Oh,
I've been here, no matter the standard is always the standard, and the fans are always they're gonna be there. And
Yeah.
that's why I always told the team, it's up to us to how this is gonna go out. They're going to be there. 80,000 going to be there. Well, 60. I don't know what the number is now, but
Well,
hey,
yeah.
80,000 going to be there. So it's just
It's still
depend
gonna be
on
loud.
you if you want 80,000 to come back.
Yeah. That's a great
I'm
line.
pretty sure.
Because
I'm pretty sure that game sold out against Alabama. We do what we supposed to do. That next game gonna be sold out too. It don't matter if it's Kent State, Flint State. It's gonna be sold out.
I like it, man. I like that. No, because I like that you said is how about the first game setting the tone because I've always been a believer too, and I always found the night before the first game of the year, I lay up and it's like, man, I don't care who we're playing tomorrow. It's like you just don't know how the season's going to be. You don't know how you're going to look until you play that first game.
Yeah,
You can hear everything from practice, every interview, every player talk until you watch them play.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
that's why,
Everybody don't
yeah,
play the sport to where
yeah,
like somebody had a great practice, and so you see that great practice, you like, oh my god, that dude's gonna be that's gonna be our guy. And then tomorrow he go down and it's like, oh well, that's what I'm saying. Hype is normal. But that's why I always, yeah, he had. Now I can sit here and say, oh, this guy had a great practice. I think he's going to be our guy. Then that first game, he just don't do what I seen, and it's like,
right,
I mean, that's why I always after the first game, that's going to tell me everything I need to know. This is probably just
right.
going to solidify.
And then you got 2 games after that to get figured things out more
Yeah, for
with
sure.
your rotations and your roster. I like that.
Yeah, but
Um,
that like I said, first game just to see if hype was hype or if it was not hype. I mean, that's all it is. But
yeah.
as we all know, we always want to start the season off strong, man.
No, absolutely. And especially with this one. Like just go out, punch him in the mouth. I say whatever happens, happens after that. I mean, I was in Atlanta for 17. You talked about Cam Akers. He wasn't scared in that game.
He
That's
wasn't,
just not
man.
him.
That's
And I think I'll say the freshman running back out of respect to you because he has to earn that respect. I can say
mm,
his name. Usman Kroma. I think he has that dog in him though.
yeah.
That dog, like
You can
I'm gonna
tell,
go.
man.
Yeah.
It's some things you can just see.
Yeah.
All right, that's just something you can just see.
I mean,
So
just watching his interview, and I was like, so you obviously played on defense. Gus Malzahn brings a lot of unique stuff with misdirection and end arounds and reverses. Do you think that's something he? And I'm not asking you to say what plays he's going to call or anything because nobody
yeah, I
knows.
was gonna say no, I can't. I
I
ain't
know,
gonna go
but
there.
don't give anything away.
But
But
I'll tell you one thing.
you think in the
He's a
first game we can look for, hey man, I'm gonna throw the kitchen sink at Bama, or this is still my first game with this new team. I may have to dial it back a little bit to make sure that I don't overcomplicate things. That's all
you
I'm trying to
asking
say.
me? Oh, I mean, based on what I've seen and basically off of what we all
Don't
know,
give anything away now. I'm not going to
Gus,
get you in trouble.
No, I'm saying Gus Malzahn. He's first of all, he shows his expertise. Like you know,
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's
Oh,
talking about. So, and one thing about it, I know he's gonna be well prepared for this game, and we all he played against Bama probably more than anybody on their staff. So,
mhm.
and that's why I'm not really nervous about offensive, like play calling and production, because man, you got it in. First of all, Coach Norvell learned from Gus Malzahn, so if anything, I'm good. I'm
Mentor.
so, but
Yeah.
other than that, but when it comes to offense on the first game, I don't. I just see him coming in just prepared. Like I don't see
Yeah.
no. Oh, let me try this play out. I don't see none of that going
No,
on.
I
I
didn't mean it
see.
like that. I mean where he's like, I'm comfortable throwing the kitchen sink at them, or man, let me give him 70, 80% so my players are more
Oh yeah,
comfortable
I think. Yeah, no, I
operating.
think. Yeah, I think he's gonna come in real comfortable. I think he is. And
Because
then you got a
that's all I
veteran quarterback. Yeah, he's
I was
not a
going to ask you
young
about that.
guy.
It's like you're in my mind. I love it. You played with Jordan Travis, obviously, who
Woo.
is so dynamic, so elusive. Tommy has a lot of those traits, being dynamic and elusive. Are those the most frustrating type of quarterbacks to play against?
Yes, I think,
Yeah,
man, that's because now it's true 11-on-11 football, and that's the
yeah,
first thing. That's the first thing the defensive coordinator is going to tell you in the meeting anyway. When you're going against a team offense like that, it ain't 10 against 11. It is 11-on-11. You got to count for that quarterback now, because
yeah.
not only can he make a play on his feet, he can also throw it. You know.
Yeah.
to the open guy, and then every defense panics when that quarterback lead the pocket untouched. So,
Right.
and just to know that he already showed that he's comfortable using his feet, getting out the pocket, making plays, and I'm pretty sure being with an experienced, OC and with Gus Malzahn and Norvell, and I think that his decision making maybe wasn't the best at Boston College or whatever, but I think what I'm expecting is what I expect to see what he's already been doing at Boston College in these places, but I just expect it to be sharper.
Yeah.
I just I need the passes sharper, just read sharper. I just because he's that guy now. He's the veteran. He's he's not a young guy. So you can't like Jordan Travis. He had room for he was a young guy coming in. He forgot his first snap was, but he played 3 years here. So yeah, he had a year
Oh,
to.
he was there, 5. Oh, you're talking about as a starter.
Yeah,
As okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the first game in 19 when
that's what I'm
against
saying. He had room to, yeah, but but Castellanos, he's in the
yeah, no,
he's
he's here
he's
too.
a veteran now, so that we
Right.
don't need no. It's all good. We'll see better next year. No,
No, he's
no,
not
no.
here for development in that
Like I
sense.
told Christian, man, he's on that DJ Ukulele leash. This is your last year. We don't. There's no time for waiting for growth till week 7.
No.
No,
And you got to be a
no.
leader. They won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why you can say J Trav, but if he ain't J Trav by now, I ain't waiting till week 6 for him to be J Trav.
I'm not. Listen, to ask somebody to be Jay Trav is like asking a lot. I
Yeah,
just meant in the sense of similarities in playing style. That they both have the feet. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, no, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, yeah. Both of their playing styles are the same. Just
yeah,
how come because J Trav was comfortable on his feet,
and love to
and
throw.
and that's the thing about when J Trav hit his next level. What
Yeah,
happened? He was making smarter decisions. He was sharper, and that's what I expect Castellanos to do. The same jump that J Trav had. He's just
right.
become have that veteran presence. Everything's
And
sharper.
to understand with Tommy a little bit, that system at Boston College, especially last year, was not for him. He
Yeah,
made the best of it, tried. That's why I think with Gus, and he played with Gus his freshman year at UCF,
yeah,
that it's designed for an athlete. Like,
yeah.
yeah, so that's why I like that. It's
I
kind of
sometimes maybe I'm a little biased. I can't I because I always think in life you got to adapt. Because I don't think there's a certain type of guys, man. You got to adapt. But
sure.
I see what you're saying. But that's
Yeah,
why I sometimes get a little biased about that. Because
no,
I
you're right.
remember
And
when I was at Florida State and I had some guys come to me saying, "Man, I don't think I'm this. I don't think I'm the type of guy for this defense." Well, what do be what he's asking you to be.
yeah.
If he wants you to be faster, you can get faster. You want to gain some weight, lose some weight. I mean, but that's just my opinion.
No,
And
because you have an old school mentality.
oh,
In this,
Coach Odell, so I guess that makes
you're a
sense.
coach Odell, like I feel like I'm talking to a younger version of Odell Higgins right
Yeah,
now.
because it's like somebody
That's
telling me
Odell.
like be a pass rusher. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't say I'm not a pass rusher. I can gain what I need to gain for me to be a
yeah.
great pass rusher.
I got to go to a camp one time. I don't know how the story just came in my head, and a young man was doing something wrong. So Odell was like, he corrected him, and the guy goes, "Sorry." He goes, "Don't sorry me, just do it right."
Literally,
And he wasn't being mean to the kid. He was just saying, "I don't want to hear your sorries. Like,
and
figure it out so you help your team."
I literally thought he hated me at first. That's when I noticed that Coach Odell's always been the same coach because every D tackle that ever came back to Florida
Yeah,
State, they always said, "Dang, I thought Coach Odell hated me at first," but I literally thought he did. But that's just how he is, and he teaches you those lessons early in life. That ain't nobody got time for your excuses, and nobody don't care if it's hot. Nobody don't care if you.
no,
I remember when we was doing a walkthrough.
uh-huh.
We was doing a walkthrough. It was just a normal day. Coach Odell said, "Let's do some bag drills, pop-up bags." And
Mhm.
then, hit the bag, the last bag, you put your hand down and, you know, make the turns for the quarterback. I go put my hand down. I done dislocated my finger like it's going the other way.
Ooh,
And I had to go get it fixed. That Coach Odell just expected me to be next in line. Nothing like it's just, hey, get back to it. But then My mind, I'm like, I never dislocated my finger and like looked at it and seen it. And I'm like, dang, I'm thinking, God. But then I just seen Coach Odell expecting me to keep going. So I looked at it, popped it back in, and just went straight back to it.
His mind is you
So
have 9 more fingers. Get back to work.
yeah, literally. He
Yeah,
made it seem like
yeah.
I was wrong for feeling bad about my fingers. I was like, you know what? Man, my finger ain't hurt that bad. We can do some more
But
drills.
yeah, but that's why you have that mentality you just
Yeah.
talked about. It all goes hand in hand. Because I remember once I got to talk to him. I was talking to him the day before a game, and he had said to me like, "Man, when's the last time you been at Doak for a game?" And I said, "Man, it's been like 7 years." And he goes to me, "What? What's your excuse?" And I said,
Literally.
"Yeah, like right in my face." Then I said to myself, "Now I know how his players got nervous for him, and
Man,
want to run through a wall for the guy." And
literally.
I said, "Well, it's a long drive from Miami, so it's tough to come up." He goes, "That's your reason?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "I've had days where I go to practice, get everybody right, and then I get on a plane to go recruit the next young man.
Dang.
I have no
See?
excuse." And I said, "You're right, coach. I'll be here more often." You're right.
That's what I'm
But
saying. That him
him,
and Coach Norvell be having those ways of
yeah,
just telling you, like, man, ain't no room for excuses, man.
yeah. Because it's not going to help you in the game.
Yeah, at
And
all. Cause it always made sense. Cause when you go out during the game, like I know we're gonna use the hot thing from the fall camp video. Ain't nobody Alabama ain't gonna care when you're catching a cramp in your hamstring
right.
mid play. Ain't nobody gonna care when you're huffing and puffing, can't breathe. They're gonna be trying to no huddle. They don't care. So
Like,
that's what it all added up for me. Just even you can take it out to life. Just because you're having a bad day, the next person ain't gonna. I mean, they don't. Your
right.
boss ain't gonna care.
I remember when I was up there one time. I didn't meet him, but like Dion had come up for like a few days to like
Yeah,
talk to the guys. And some people asked him, like, they're like, "Man, we heard you were the hardest worker out there. Like, didn't take time off, played other sports. Like, you didn't say to yourself, 'Man, I'm Deion Sanders. I can take a week off.'" And he was like, "In my mind, if I wasn't working, somebody was getting better."
literally.
And I can see you have that mentality as well because you
Yep.
went to the Jacksonville practices. And
Oh
I'm
man.
going to ask you about those Jacksonville practices. And you tweeted about it the other day. I look at those practices, and those look miserable. The
Well, it
hottest
looks
sweat.
like they got it better now.
But when
I'm
you
low
were
key.
there,
I'm low key jealous.
it looks like a real field now there.
Yeah, they got the real field goal post, man. It looked like we chose the random field and just started practicing. That's what it
Yeah,
looked
like
like.
some park.
And all the trees were blocking the air. There was no air. It's just the sun there, man. That's man. Those are dog days.
Oh,
Those are the days where you like, man. I don't know, man.
did you find? Because I find I'm sorry, because I've wondered, are they beneficial? Are they not? Because of
Oh
practices are testing.
yes.
Do you find that built you stronger as a team, made you dig down later
Oh
in the
yeah.
season? Like they really pay dividends.
A
That trip to
hundred and
Jackson.
10%.
Okay,
Because
thank you.
not only we can talk about the practices. Yeah, hot practices. We lean on each other, especially with the Coach Norvell standard. Man, it has to be 100%. So not only the practices are making us closer. Now we're living together, twin beds. Room. Everybody's together. Nobody. The room is already small, so you don't want to sit in the room. And if you do, you're talking to your roommate. If you're not, you're outside with everybody else talking. So not
Oh wow,
only you're building that after practice, because now after practice we all talking about practices, we talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, something that normally doesn't happen after a normal practice at Florida State,
right,
because now everybody go their own way, boom boom boom. Now right after practice you're talking in the locker room, you're walking away from the locker room, you're talking in the housing, now you're all sleeping together, now you're all waking up together, now you're walking to the, everything's together. So that's why I feel like like I didn't understand it as a player. Like, why
right.
we
And
gotta
as a
leave
fan, I'm
Florida
trying to get
State?
it to. Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
But now I'm looking at it like, that's more of a team building, and that's how you find who you really are. Because like I said, that heat, I tell you, there's only a couple things that will bring a real person out. And heat is one of them.
yes,
When somebody get hot, they show their real personality.
yeah, yeah.
They
Because you
get
don't have anything.
They can't even fake it. If they don't like you, they get hot, man.
Yeah,
They probably gonna tell you they don't like you.
yeah.
Like, man, boo.
Even the nicest person in the world, that
Yeah.
heat will come out like, all
So
right,
we
man.
all
Now I
know when
really
that
don't like
heat,
you, like, because
yeah,
I'm like that with
tempers.
heat. Yeah, I was wondering like how, as a fan, how beneficial those practices are, because I know
It's
it's
a
hard
lot
work. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that, man. So thank you for sharing that, man. So
for sure.
years coming upon us, man. Please, like, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Uh, talk about your show a little bit. You're into this YouTube world now. You've done some great things. You're building up your brand, man. Please,
Yeah.
let's
So I mean, I started off with In the Coop podcast. It was started off as a like an NIL thing with when NIL first came about. It was started off my 2022 season where we every Monday we talked about the game and things like that. And it was after I got cut from Philadelphia. A lot of people were kind of asking me, are you still gonna do the podcast? Things like that. And I'm like, I didn't know how to, create one things like that because War Chant was doing it for me. So I had to go find my own logo, find my own background, find out how to create the YouTube, the bio, all the whole nine. But like I said, I mean, to skip all that, I mean, the I wanted this podcast to just be one of the realest one of the realest podcasts you can come to when it comes to Florida State. But we also talk about, the college sports, college
sure.
life, and, you know, try to give you game for the, young athletes, older athletes, just our journeys. And that's why I'm saying I'm glad we added Kalen DeLoach. Because now
Oh,
people can get a clear view of that 23 season and
yeah.
his NFL journey, my NFL journey, and my journey to arena football, things like that. So that's there's so many different perspectives, and then we got a coach, so and Christian Meadows. So that's the thing we wanted to do, and I understand that that Florida State fan base is strong. So we just wanted to create something to where we can give everybody the information that they're looking for, and also give them some laughs. You don't want it to be like a school class. It's just
Oh,
boring.
absolutely.
We just talking. So we try to throw some jokes in there. We do a little this or that. Or, something that, break the
I
ice,
like
get everybody laughing and smiling.
that.
Oh, a lot of people know, but yeah, so that's the main thing. And, yeah, I'm starting to dabble in the social media world a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's been doing me well. We just got over 800 subscribers,
Congrats.
so on
Got
the
one right
way
here.
up. Hey,
No, I'm a
appreciate
fan
you,
of
my
your
man.
show. I've chimed in on your live streams in the past. I've enjoyed it. I remember what I love is you guys will also give not just okay, I played, so this is what. Like you'll talk about, yeah, in practice one time this happened. So, like I asked
Yeah.
Christian a question. I said, besides Coop, who was the toughest D tackle at Florida State? And not only did he say, well, obviously he said you, but he talked about Marvin and he explained one day in practice, I guess a pin and pull type play or
Yeah, that
something
was
like
his
that.
that
And
was
he
his
broke
move.
it down. And yeah, and he broke it down and explained it all. And like that's stuff that's so valuable
Yeah.
to us people who didn't
Yeah.
play.
And that's another thing I want to say. Like, you have a D lineman, a O lineman, and a linebacker. So,
Right.
so many different perspectives you can get, and that's why I think that that something that sets us apart, and something. It's really I know it's YouTube for everybody, but this podcast is really just for the nose. If you really want to be honest, because we talking Florida State, but not only Florida State. It's kind of like a halftime report. We only care about Florida State. But to get away from it, let's talk about what's going on in the football world. Let's talk about some advice. Let's talk about the journey.
Yeah.
But let's not
We
forget the
get to know
moral of the
you.
story is
Right.
Florida State, baby.
Right. Because you have such a big personality, but a great story just like them.
Mm,
It's cool that you're willing to share that and
yeah,
talk about that because that's how people get to know you better, man.
yeah.
And you
And
guys
that's
really,
another and that's
yeah,
yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to do for this podcast is I wanted to let you know and everybody know, man, we're gonna do a lot more special guests, man. So because like you said, I know y'all want to hear from the players, and so I'm gonna try to get some players, some staff, whoever I can, and to get some more input, especially the seasons I didn't play, maybe 2017, 16,
yeah.
you know. So
No, absolutely. You guys got a great thing going. I love your content. And I remember the War Chant show. I'm like, this guy's great.
Yeah.
In the Coop on Mondays with Aslan. But I
Yep.
remember you would bring on teammates
Yeah.
as a surprise. They wouldn't like you
Always.
brought Fabian Lovett, you brought Michael
Because it was
Pitt.
supposed to just be just me, but I was like,
Yeah,
man, come on, man,
yeah.
I gotta bring a special guest every time.
And they all enjoyed it every time.
Yeah.
So that's why I said he gets it. Like his
Yeah.
when you were doing those I said, oh, I know this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
So just man, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Anything else you want to talk about the team, about the season?
Um,
I'm gonna put a link to your channel in the description. So
I appreciate you, man, but
please support these his pod.
I appreciate you, Jeremy. But man, the last thing I want to say, man, is I expect a way better season this last year. I'm not trying to hype everybody's head up, but I really believe, from what I've seen and what I've been hearing, it should be way, way, way better. By the just the intent of everybody and the focus, everybody on one page and everybody's just grinding, man. You just don't see no drop offs. And I tweeted it too, that's when I go out there, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for them dog plays, them just dominance. To how are you approaching the rep? Are you just going through the rep all slow, or are you, even though it's just a walkthrough, are you popping them shots can high? Are you really just doing it with, same thing? Coach Odell, man, Coach Odell
Yeah,
put that in me. I thought walkthrough, you just slowly, boom. No, he told me when you want everything is with intent, man. That's how you know the players that want to be great. A
yeah.
walkthrough, they even then when it's a walkthrough, it's so crisp and tight. But that's what I'm seeing now, and like I said,
Odell's a
all
genius.
yeah,
Odell's a genius teaching the hands.
yeah,
What I saw
literally,
him do with Eddie Goldman, what I saw him do with Braden Fisk a couple of years ago. If you
yeah,
watched Fisk when he started that season to the end of
yeah,
the season, it was like two different people.
literally.
Yeah,
I think Fisk, man, that's probably one of the best get offs I ever seen in my life.
yeah.
And I saw it in person when I did the pro day.
Mhm.
Yeah, his get off is definitely one of a
His
kind.
get
So
offs
when
are
I
good.
seen his
Odell,
get off, I knew he was gonna be special.
I did
Yeah,
too.
his
I watched
feet.
his technique. Odell changed his technique.
Yeah.
But I got a question here from Rhinos. Any standout pass rushers so
My
far?
dog Rhinos. I can't
Rhinos,
wait
he has
I
to
can't
find it.
wait to holler at Rhinos so for Monday.
He
Like,
said, and he asked the question before that. We're going to get them on because I appreciate them.
are
Are
they
they
okay
okay
with the
with the
war?
war chant this
Oh
season?
yeah, come on, man. They got the war champ playing in practice every day.
Okay, I was like,
any
what is he talking about? Like
any
singing after the
standout?
game? Pass rushers.
Um, McCray, McCray. I like 10. Um,
Williams. Okay.
I like Jenkins. He's starting to grow on me a little bit, especially when I first seen him. He was
Remember,
kind of
don't
coming
give
off
anything
his
away. I don't want Coop in trouble.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But everybody, that's it's
Yeah.
kind of I put them all in the group because, like I said, they're all getting better. Like they're all you know they're all looking good. But like I told everybody, I was gonna have my Coop certified list episode 1, so I'm gonna have all the guys coming into the season that I'm expecting a lot out of.
Nice.
Coop certified list, and you might see some of those pass rushers on that list, but I got a Coop certified list coming out.
I,
So
I got to get this channel Coop certified. Gotta get that's one of the big goals. I want this channel Coop. I want to be able
it's
to
Coop.
write Rock and Roll channel is Coop certified.
That's real.
Get that
That's
on a
real.
t-shirt too. But man, thank you so much. I'm glad I got to finally meet you like this
Of
and
course,
see you
man.
and keep up the great work with your channel. I'm gonna be chiming in and bringing the heat there in the live streams in the chat.
Yes,
And
sir.
Robert, man, thank you. Go Knowles, baby.
Appreciate you, baby. Always, man.
And subscribe
Always.
to Robert's channel in the Coop Pod once again, and subscribe here, of course, too. I'm going to put it in the description. Man, I'm telling you, him and Christian bring it, and I can only imagine how much it's going to be even better with Kalen there too.
Yeah, man. So first episode will be on Monday. We're gonna be at 6 p.m. So
Awesome.
let's do it.
Week of the game was perfect. Great
That's
time.
what I'm saying. That's the
Yeah,
best time to do it.
it's a great time. But everyone, thank you for tuning in. Robert, once again, thank you, man. It was such a pleasure, man.
Appreciate you, my man. Always.
Appreciate you too. Go Knowles.